So we got this video here, the Asian epidemic. Whatever that means. I don't really know what that means, but I guess we're gonna find out today, boys. If I had to assume, if I had to just look within the deepest crevices of my boundless logic, because everyone knows that I'm the smartest person and I just know what everything is, I would have to assume that the Asian epidemic probably is people being obsessed with Asians, like K-pop or J-pop or K-rock or whatever it may be. It could be like the sexualization of Asian people, possibly. I'm not gonna lie though, if that is the case, I like Asians too. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not. I'm really not sorry, but I'm just saying, like, it is what it is.
Everybody is obsessed with Asian women and Asian men and Asian
I was
culture.
right.
The Asian epidemic is getting worse every single day. I've seen, this is what's crazy to me. I'm a man where I love all women equally. I'll be real. I love me.
Agree. Okay, good. This is valid. You should love all the women equally. Okay. We agree on that. We do agree. But still, I'm just saying, bro. Maybe it's because I'm a weeaboo. Maybe it's because I'm just, I love anime. That could play a part in it. But I'm just saying, if it's a hot Asian girl though, I'm just saying. Although one thing I don't always like though is that a lot of Asian girls they don't have the number one thing that I always look for, and it's the ass. I'm a fellow ass man. And anyway, let's go play this.
Why everybody is obsessed with Asian women and Asian men and Asian culture. The Asian epidemic.
He has some good recipe videos recommended to him. You could tell Tectone watches food content, right? I think because if you look at his recommended videos, he's got that food recipe guy. I know who that is right here at the bottom here. Boom, food. He loves food. That's awesome. My recommendations are similar. He has so many freaking tabs open, it's ridiculous. Like, how much RAM do you have, bro?
Is obsessed with Asian women and Asian men and Asian culture. The Asian
I like how it zoomed in at Asian men.
Getting worse every single day. I've seen. This is what's crazy to me. I'm a man where I love all women equally. I'll be real. I love me some black queens. I love me some Latinas as long as they're not fucking crazy. Because dear God, I can't handle another.
Tectone, you love black women? Cultural appropriation. No, I'm kidding. But still, yeah.
Fucking psychotic woman. I love white women. I love Asians. There's probably other colors on there, but I've completely forgot about what they are. But what I like is big old fucking boobies and long ass tongues. And dude, and also big old asses.
Bro, you should have said the asses first, though. Like, again, like I love Asian women. I'm just saying, like, my biggest peeve, right? My biggest problem is when you have a lot of Asian cultures, they frown upon like weight and things like that. So for them, how do I say this? It's kind of like they have very high standards when it comes to beauty, which results in a lot of like fake looks and things like that. And I can't go on Instagram 2 seconds. Like, believe me, if you like 1, 2, or 5 videos of like Korean girls, Instagram will just start it'll just start yeeting Korean girls at you and like in your feed. And when the moment that happens, you better prepare to see a whole lot of plastic surgery. There is a lot of plastic surgery and a lot of like makeup and like big eye filters and stuff, and I'm like, I want to bang my head on a wall when I see that. I'm like, oh, stop it. Again, and a lot of them, they don't really prioritize their asses. They really don't. That doesn't mean Asian girls with nice asses don't exist. They do. I'm just saying that they don't really prioritize it. Let's press play.
It's pick one, right?
But if you
Either
do
have
find
big
one with a
tits or
nice
have
ass,
big
great.
But to be honest, I'm more of a face guy, to be completely honest. And if you got
I agree. I'm more of a face guy as well. I definitely agree.
long tongue to boot, that's a big old bonus. Women are women. I love them. I'm a cuddler. I love taking care of people. But I've seen so many of my homies say, man, I got to go to Japan. I need to go to Japan to get myself an Asian waifu. Just like in the anime.
That is bad.
When I go to Singapore and the Philippines,
That's
I can't
bad.
wait to get my very own Asian waifu. Date Bayo. I will become the next Hokage.
That's a bio.
Two white women in their local area literally begging them to fuck them. Ugh. White woman? Well, then my kids won't have anime superpowers. Then they won't have the Chidori. I can't do that. No, I will stay faithful to my waifus. It's pathetic.
I love anime.
I could agree with that.
Naruto right off the rip. Okay.
Manhwa, I love Genshin Impact, and a lot of people do too. But they fall under the trap that because Asia is a different country, it's more.
By the way, why does this guy look like Asmongold if his metabolism didn't work as well as it does?
Damn.
That's what's crazy. Why is this me? 2 years ago.
He's quick
But
with
they
it, bro.
fall under the trap that because Asia is a different country, it's more easy to fetishize and idealize
Oh, yeah.
everything about Korea. Everything
Yeah, the grass is always greener on the other side.
about Japan. Fuck Korea. Fuck Japan.
Here's what they won't tell you guys. Asians, they got no asses, boys. Yep.
Yep. That's exactly what I was saying. They really don't have asses. And it's not as if like they aren't capable of having it. I feel like they just do everything in their power to minimize their ass size. I don't know what it is. They like even one time I was hanging out with one of my Chinese friends, and this was like back in college, and I was looking at this girl and I'm like, damn, she has a nice ass. And the girl was not Asian; it was a white girl. And boy, did I fuck that up. But that is a story for another day. And with my Chinese friend, who's also partly Russian as well, he looks at me and he goes, did you know that people take a dump with that? And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I knew that, but I didn't need you to say that. Like, I'm like, are you trying to lower my attraction level to her ass? Like, I'm like, but then it clicked in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, you're a part of Asian culture. Like, no wonder you don't like asses. Like, they will do everything in their power to avoid either having a nice ass or admiring a nice ass. To them, a nice ass is completely flat. Completely flat. Okay? It just is what it is. They do like boobs. They do like boobs. Even the girls like to prioritize getting their boobs bigger. But everything else, they want it skinny. Skinny, like twig skinny, like anorexic skinny. And that's just not my thing, you know.
Yeah. Hey, assman, you are unlucky.
Yep.
There's like one every million. One every million got a dumper. But other than that, man, that shit is paper. Swears that they're
Exactly.
the main character until they go to Asia's a continent, not a country. Wait, did I say that? Oh yeah, I know that. I don't. Did I misspeak? My bad. South Korea. You think you're smart?
I didn't know that I'm an
You
idiot.
think you're talented? Go to South Korea. You think you're hot? Go to South Korea. Motherfucker, I swear on my mama's grave, you're gonna be humbled real fucking fast.
Because I grew up in Korea, a lot of the stereotypes of it being a very clean place, a lot of people are prim, proper, polite, they look good, is correct. But there is an underlying problem with everything in every country where, I don't think people know this, maybe they should, the suicide rates are extremely high in Korea and Japan. Almost the entire population will go extinct in a few generations because there's so much pressure in the work-life culture that they're not having children, they're being incentivized, paid money to have children, and nonetheless...
Wait, Asian women...
Wait, they're being paid money? Wait, South Korea has so few babies, it is offering new parents $10,500. That's kind of... See, this is like... evil for the greater good. It's legitimately evil for the greater good. Because I don't disagree with that. If you have like, a birth rate problem, this makes perfect sense. It does. But at the same time, it just you're throwing money where money shouldn't be thrown. Like at the end of the day, it's kind of, and I don't really like this term, but it's like the only term that I could think of right now. It's like it's basically perverting parenthood. And my problem with perverting parenthood is, does the parent really love the child, or was this just like, because imagine you have debt. Imagine you have to pay off a fucking loan or whatever it may be. It makes sense to have a kid, but a kid is it is a lifelong decision. The amount of money that you're going to have to pay for this child to have a good, like, upbringing is probably a lot more significant than 10,500. So yeah, you're getting 10,500, but you're going to be shelling out a lot more money. And I think most common people are going to put forth the brain cells and understand that it is true. It is true. Like, I will put out more money for this child than what I'm getting back. But when you're desperate, when you have like debt over your head, when life is just shitting on you constantly financially, especially financially in this circumstance, but in other ways too, right? That just compound. And when you have all these things working against you, people don't think things through. People don't think shit through. And I know that from personal experience. But again, that's a story for a different day. But shit compounds. And this is a good way to get people to just have kids as a short-term solution, and then shit doesn't work out the way they want. They end up shelling out more money the long term. They end up hating the kid. They don't give the kid everything the kid wants because inevitably they had the kid for a decision that was for themselves. When you have a kid, it's supposed to be selfless. It's supposed to be because you're done living for yourself. You're ready and you're prepared to live for someone else. That's what parenthood is. So, making a short-term decision regarding having a child that should outlive you it's not viable. It's not good. It's not advised. It's terrible. That's how you end up with sociopaths in society. Well, it's one of the ways. It's not the only way, but there's infinite ways else. But, it's one of the ways that you end up creating a little sociopath who ends up not really giving a fuck about love, and, they become self-sufficient in the worst way possible, not in a good way, but still. Let's press play.
Aren't having enough kids.
And then they commit suicide.
6 months. Give me 6 months and a Nintendo DS. I will single-handedly help repopulate your entire nation. And it'll be easy. I will fix that. It'll be so easy. It'll be so easy. man. Then they're going to have a new suicide rate issue because every man is bald in that country.
Oh my gosh! What the fuck? Oh my gosh, Tectone! This motherfucker has no chill. I love what he said. It's funny as shit. It's funny as shit, but like, the fact that he said it in today's society is fucking wild. That is brave as shit. But still, that is a fucking wild shit to say. Oh my gosh. That is an unhinged comment if I've ever heard one. It's not like malicious though. It's like there's a difference between hearing Sneeko go, yeah, fucker, yeah, fuck. There's a difference between hearing that and then hearing an actual like humorous comment, like dark humor, but hearing a comment like that. What Tectone said is obviously for humor, but, still, it's, people can really take that the wrong way very easily. Sometimes for good reasons, too. If you've been through, suicide. And if you've been through trauma, if you have a loved one who's been through, some stuff, I could see you getting offended. But that's not the majority of people who clicks on this video. But still,
Is still dwindling, and it is to the point where it is so bad.
I give him
so
credit. He's brave as shit.
That,
I respect that.
They can't go back. They cannot reverse their population deficit.
You heard that right. At its current rate, Korea is expected to go from a population.
Why the Nintendo DS WarioWare as an icebreaker? I can't speak a lick of Korean or Japanese, so I'll just say, found cool game from America, WarioWare. Do you want to play it? And then bada bing, bada boom. In the next 30 minutes, we'll be having consensual sex. Very easy.
Population
Or fuck it, give me a push it, bop it. That's another good icebreaker too.
nearly 62 million to 34 million.
That's insane.
A loss of over 30%.
My gosh.
That's nuts.
Icebreaker. Someone put an icebreaker in the
Korea
chat.
will lose 50% of its workforce and have a
Jesus.
median age of 60. Imagine that. A country where the average person is retired with the lowest fertility rate in the world, nearly
Good God.
73% below the replacement rate of 2.1.
Yo, me, Lakari, Asmund. We'll fix it, guys. We'll fix it. It'll be so easy.
Korea is
White men
Chad,
colonizing.
type one if you volunteer.
I'm sorry. I needed to say it. I
don't
needed
blame
to
you,
say it.
of
I
course.
think his
Because the
unhinged
United
is just
States, one of
rubbing
the
off on me.
first world countries in the entire world. So, of course, if you go to some cutthroat place like South Korea, yeah, you don't really understand what it's like.
What I don't understand is that a lot of people.
No, the United States is very competitive, but it's just not competitive for me. It's just easy. Everybody else, everybody just sucks at everything. You just beat them. You know what I'm saying? You find someone doing a job, you just do it better, you get their job. Well, without DEI, and then you find someone doing a good job, and you just be black, and then you get the job for free. You know what I mean? It's really that easy.
Living in America fetishize other countries.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I don't know enough about politics to say he's wrong or not, but I don't think it's that simple either. I really don't. It's like a lot of people tend to think like trans people and a lot of other cultures are privileged instead of just white people. And to get me wrong, like white people have a lot of disadvantages in society by all means, socially. That's one thing white people are disadvantaged in. Socially, they can't get away with shit. They are always shamed. They are always the ones who people point the fingers at. But here's what I will say. I'm not going to go as far as to say black people have an advantage in society, or if you're trans, you do whatever. And I'm not a pro-LGBTQ, whatever like that. I'm not some far leftist. I'm not a far rightist either. But what I will say is a lot of times jobs actually won't hire, they won't hire black people or trans people or whatever it may be. And the reason is not necessarily racism, but it's simply because they're afraid. Once they hire you, you're kind of in. If they fire you, you can claim, oh, you guys are racist, you guys are sexist or whatever it may be, transphobic, and they don't want those allegations above their head. So a lot of times companies will purposely look out for black people or trans people or whatever it may be. They'll look for a minority group, hire you, and then once they hire you, or not even just you, but they might hire some token black guy or whatever, right? And then they won't hire anyone else. It's we hire one, we hire like 5 or whatever, 10 or whatever, a couple out of I don't know, 1,000 white people. They might do that, and then they might be like, oh well, not 1,000 white people. I'm exaggerating. They'll hire a plethora of other races, but they'll start to how do I say it? They'll start to numberize it. I'm fucking up with the words, right? But they'll hire a specific amount of certain races and things like that because it's they want to avoid the allegations. It's not of racism. It's just they want to avoid the allegations. And they don't want to hire someone who they know that, if they fire you, there's a liability to them. So, would I say that is racist? I wouldn't say it's racist by intention, but in practicality, by action, it is racist. And arguably that's more important than words. But I think it's more so is the glass half full, half empty type situation. It depends on your perspective, really. So I don't want to say Tectone is wrong on what he said, but I don't think he's exactly right. I think it's more colorful. You see what I did there? I think it's more colorful than what he's making it seem like, or what far right or far left people make it seem like.
Oh yeah, you should go to the Philippines. Everything there is so cheap. In Vietnam, oh Dubai, it's the.
Oh, your life's horrible. You want to kill yourself? Your girlfriend left you? Go to Japan. It'll fix everything. It'll fix everything.
True.
How about we focus on our own lives and we fix what we got before worrying about going somewhere else?
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Utopia. Oh my God, Japan, Korea, everything's so clean and awesome. Everyone looks so good.
I would never go to
Why don't you
Dubai.
move there? Because they need the hope. There are so many people living sad, desperate, loser lives that they wanted the idea of a perfect.
Yeah, maybe instead of just saying, oh, your life is fucked up and you hate yourself, go to Japan. How about we just say, yeah, why don't we work on that? Buy a couple of items in our house that we enjoy. Maybe talk to some normal people. Make some new friends and go to the gym. I think.
I agree, and you also have to understand, like, the moment that you if you're someone who doesn't have your shit together, and you think the women in America, right, in Western society, don't value you and don't like you or whatever it may be, or won't suck your dick, right? If that's your problem and you think going to Japan is gonna fix that, think again, motherfucker. Because again, the beauty standards are fucking high there. It's fucking high there. It's not fucking low. So yeah, like, you'll stand out as a Western person in Japan, or in China, in North Korea, whatever it may be, right? You might stand out, certainly, but that doesn't mean you're going to get shit. If you can speak the language very well, that will certainly increase your chances. But if you can speak the language well, it also means you're very intelligent, very likely, and it means you're willing to put the effort in, which means your life probably is together. If you know how to speak English, and you know how to speak Chinese, and you're white male, or you're black male, whatever it may be, you're any other race, besides anything else in Asian culture or whatever, and you didn't grow up with like parents who were Chinese, whatever, and you made the effort to learn the language, you probably have your shit together. You probably do in some capacity, in some way, because you were able to. I'm just saying, it's no small feat to even know two languages and not be born, to two different cultures, So, yeah. Still, the women there in those places are definitely not gonna do shit with you. And if you think you're gonna, get by with a sexual assault charge, if you think, oh well, then I'll just, if I can't have it willingly, then I'll do it, by force. If you think you're gonna be someone like that, let me tell you right now, as an outsider, to them, they're not gonna take it easy on you like in America they do. They're not. You're going to be absolutely tormented in their prisons, and people will forget that you even exist. They'll wipe all records of you. They don't care, bro. They don't care. They don't have the same standards as Western society. They do. They're close. They're not like third world country. They're not like that, or even close. But I'm just saying, it's like, you as an outsider, you're not getting away, bro. You're not.
The gym's the best change in my life I ever made.
Escape. And you can see this in multiple videos of people, white people, who
I do think going to the gym fixes 99% of any type of confidence issue, right? Or like drive issue. Like if you're
It's not going to the gym, it's going to the gym on a consistent basis,
moved to Japan because they thought that's
which I don't do. Shame on me.
Mega Brain. Go to a gym in Japan. My God.
Slowly get burned and put into reality that maybe Japan isn't so awesome. Maybe Dubai is the shittiest place ever. Maybe I can't say that. I might die if I ever go there. But the pollution there is horrible. They don't have any sewer system, so they just shovel the shit and dump it in some random place in Dubai.
This is Dubai's conga line of poo from 2009. The viral video, along with some lazy reporting, perpetuated a myth that the Burj Khalifa has no sewage system due to budget issues during the financial crisis. The truth is actually stranger, and ends in some controversy, because it wasn't the Burj Khalifa that didn't have sewer infrastructure. It was most of the buildings throughout the city.
And also in Dubai, the humanity of the people is very, very low. They don't give a fuck. A lot of these different Asian cultures like Japan and whatnot, they do have like moral standards by a long shot. They do. Different than America, but they do have moral standards. In Dubai and other places like that, it's very fucking low, their humanity, bro. You'd be surprised the shit that you can actually see. There's a lot of great shit there too, but...
Better land of opportunity. Oh, I want to go to Dubai, the most luxurious place. Oh, I gotta be a passport pro.
Yeah, maybe I'm just rare because I love this country. I do. It's because it's a melting pot, and like America has like every other country America has, or every other country in the world.
Yeah.
America has like a sampler of that country.
True.
You know what I mean? Going to LA
True, very true.
Sushi is like a sampler of what it's like to get sushi in Japan. It's not nearly as good. It's not nearly as good. But like LA's got some damn good sushi. You want to go to Italy, or you can go to New York to get the pizza there, because the pizza in New York is fucking crazy. Every different state is way different. You want to be a redneck? Go to fucking Virginia. Go to Woodstock. You want to be a hipster? Go to Austin, Texas. Like, every aspect and slice of life you ever want, you can try a version of it depending on where you're at in the United States. Raffle shit take. You think my take is bad because I said America is cool because it samples so many other cultures. It doesn't exactly give you a 1-to-1 ratio, but it gives you a nice taste test.
White people and weeb culture is so popular is because they see Japan and anime as a medium to escape their current and daily lives. You guys might not know this because I'm a big psychology nut, but a big reason why isekai is such a popular genre, where it's a generic main character being transported to another world where he pretty much gets a second chance.
It's because people dream about killing themselves and restarting with a life they actually don't hate. Yeah, the concept of...
Yeah.
Trust me, I did it, and I was reincarnated in a world where I was bald. Yeah, it was awful.
And now a multimillionaire.
People see isekai, Japan, as a station of escape. And there are many videos of white people escaping to Japan and getting hit with a reality shock that the life they're trying to escape from isn't actually going to be solved in a different place. It is just in a different culture.
Yep.
They are running away from something as opposed to running towards something. Whether this is issues they have with their own country or the situation they find themselves in and are looking for some form of escape. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with this, but it's worth remembering that while moving to a different environment can feel like a fresh start.
He's attractive. He's pulling girls, I'm telling you.
Feeling doesn't last forever. Eventually, the problems that you try to leave behind may start to catch up with you. I've been through some of my most difficult times living in Japan, whether that's loneliness, anxiety, or uncertainty about the future. Our problems tend to have a habit of following us no matter where we go, and some things can't be left behind.
People project their internal insecurities and fantasy onto foreign cultures. For example, Japanese people are so disciplined. Korean men look so much better than the Americans.
Your black men have such huge dicks, but that one's just like true.
Craving for your own life.
Asians are good at
Although
math.
I have met a black guy with a micro penis before, and my God, that guy was very, very, very depressed, and he is now 29 years old.
Let's pause. That is bad. If you're... I'm not saying it's bad. Well, it is. But I'm not saying it's bad to be a black man and have a micro penis. But if you're a black man, you have a micro penis, I can guarantee you're fucked. Like, people will not give you respect if they learn about that. Like, being a white guy and having a micro penis is kind of like, it's bad. It's bad, but like, you'll get by. I know from personal experience. But the main thing is like, for black people, if you're a black man with a small penis, it's like now you're falling behind the standard of superiority. Like, it's hard to describe. But if you're a black man with a micro penis, you're oh boy, you got it rough. You have it rough.
And yeah, he's the topic of suicide comes up quite a bit. It does. which is why, like, I understand that it's racist to say that, like, all Asians are good at math. Because then it's like, well, then if you're an Asian and you're not good at math, you're going to feel even worse about yourself.
I never thought about that. I really never thought about that perspective, to be fair. That's a new perspective. Everything else in the video I've kind of knew, but...
Dude, I had a drug addict high on cocaine explain to me why he could take my money I have right now and 10x it in 30 minutes if I gave him $1 million, all on crypto and meme coins. And I was like, yeah, well, maybe we'll do it. Let me just think for a little bit. Meanwhile, I was uncomfortable because I was unarmed, and I just decided to humor the conversation until I got to a safe place. Yeah, it was wild.
That's smart. I've been in a similar, not the same, but similar situations before.
Into this one thing, just like other weeks, putting such a strong personality trait into just Japan culture. Why
The safe place is probably his car to drive off.
Nick is Asman's black friend. Yeah, Nick always does say that he's Hassan and Asman's friend. I actually do wonder what Nick's opinion is. Hassan saying that Asman killed his own mother and that Asman's a pedophile, and how he constantly calls me a rapist. I do always wonder what he thinks about that, because I think that's a pretty L move. You know, I think it's a pretty L move.
Themselves are trying to project what
Yeah.
crypto means.
When people are like your friends in that type of a situation, I'll tell you what the reality is, and I'm sure Tectone knows that, but he's alluding to it, but he's not being honest. When people like that are your friends, they're not really your friends. They're your friends out of convenience, is what it really is. They're a business partner who wants to be a friend because they want to gain more perks, you know. But yeah. Tectone knows that. He alluded to it just now, subliminally.
Awesome and cool. It's because he's insecure that he isn't good looking enough. He's insecure that he isn't as intelligent enough.
You think you're smart? Go to South Korea. You think you're talented? Go to South Korea. You think you're hot? Go to South Korea. Motherfucker, I swear on my mama's grave, you're gonna be humbled real fucking fast.
And this is the biggest problem. You know this. Everyone knows this, but it's extremely difficult to apply in real life situations because there's so many things that we're deeply insecure about that we latch onto other ideas to make ourselves feel better about. And I'm not saying America is amazing and awesome. I'm a big patriot. I love America, but at the same time, there is definitely problems of America. But there's this idea that the grass is greener on the other side. And very funny, but I watched Togi and he said something along the line.
Yeah, I think the biggest issues with America are probably like not sustainable minimum wage, the fact that all cops aren't required by law to wear body cams, taxes are fucking outrageous, healthcare is a joke, a lot of cities' infrastructures are fucking terribly designed. I could probably name more, but I'll leave that up to my channel.
I agree.
You can't see that the
W
grass
viewpoints. I definitely agree. I agree with everything Tectone said there, big time.
Actually fake.
Sometimes the grass is...
Healthcare fucking sucks, bro.
Right. You have to take everything you see with a grain of salt.
Absolutely.
Once you actually get close enough and you live the culture of Japan,
Isn't Togi an alcoholic? Yeah, he's going to be on the next Burial Cart stream on Ludwig. 0.35, guys! 0.35! Whoa, I don't condone what Togi did at that party.
Asia, Korea, Philippines, Dubai, where you get to breathe in all the polluted air, smell the shits with zero sewage, that you find out it was not as good as it was purported. And the only reason why you thought that this was so amazing is because you wanted to project a better life. And you were not content with the life you have now. But the real question is, if it isn't greener on the other side, then the only option is you have to make it greener on your side.
True.
Thank you. Thank you for my TED Talk.
Okay.
In the description.
True.
I absolutely agree. And by the way, for all you guys going after an Asian woman, guys,
Okay, I do agree with what he said about you have to make the grass green on your side. It's not always the easiest thing in the world, but he's definitely right about that. He ended that on a good note.
women aren't worth it. Just jerk off to hentai. It's a lot easier and it's a lot cheaper. Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh.